It's a big, big business. Now, I'm going to ruffle feathers. I'm going to ruffle them. Ozempic today is one of the most highest requested. There's Mounjaro and Wegovy and all these others, and I'll show them to you. I know, Lisa, right? That was funny, wasn't it? Look, it's known he's got cognitive decline and dementia. But it's because he has type 3 diabetes. Okay, ready? Read this to me, somebody. A Canadian scientist and a venomous lizard paved the way for Ozempic to be created. Did you know, if you're online today, but Dr. Ernst, please don't attack my Ozempic. I've lost 36 pounds as I start to inject it. I'll show you why you're losing weight and it's not safe. Truly, physically not safe. Would you be okay injecting lizard venom into your body so that the side effect is you lose weight and your sugars go down? Does anybody know why this lizard has venom? Well, first of all, as a believer, I know that God made everything. He didn't make Ozempic, but he made everything. And I know I'm ruffling some feathers, but didn't God make the man who made the Ozempic? So therefore, the Ozempic is made by man, by God. Now, yeah, the Canadian scientist was made by God, but his thought is from pharmakia, which is sorcery, which if you believe this biblically is witchcraft and or the devil, demonic. We'll just leave it there. But let's look at this lizard, right? So here's this lizard. It's called the glia, if I'm pronouncing it right. Gilia, G-I-L-A, Gilia, whatever. It's this venomous lizard. And here's the thing. They found out that if a rat or a mouse or whatever gets bit by the fangs that come down on this lizard, the rat goes into a diabetic coma because sugars drop immediately and it's paralyzed. So like it helps for the lizard to eat it. So here comes this Canadian scientist and he was like, there's a peptide in the venom that we could synthesize and we can dumb down the effects so that if we inject an adult human, their sugars should go down and their weight should go down. So they started these clinical trials and then all of a sudden, boom, these drugs start coming out like crazy. Now, you need to know this, okay? Peptides are the newest rage in both medicine and even functional medicine. And I'm going to just read the screens to you guys. These are screenshots from the internet. Is Ozempic made from lizard venom? Because I've had some people kick back on the posts I put out. No, it's certainly not. But yet, good old GoodRx and maybe even the pharmacists that are online. Misha, can you chime in on this? It is a synthetic extract from, see it? From. Now, I don't know about you, but the word from means we took the lizard venom, we did something to it, and then we opened up the door to making a drug. Which drug? Ozempic. All right, so now I'm going to go just a little deeper to see if you guys are okay with this. Ozempic is an injectable peptide. So is Mounjaro, if I'm pronouncing it right. And that's a slightly different peptide, but same concept. See the tizapride or whatever, how you look. I don't know why they make drugs so hard to pronounce. There it is, Misha. So, Misha, is that your price as a pharmacist or is that the patient's price? Do you pay $1,200 a month to get the box or does a patient pay $1,200? Help us out. But guys, watch. Mounjaro is tirzepatide. Zepbound, same thing. And look, Zepbound literally was just this year FDA approved to treat obesity. Not diabetes, but obesity. It's the same thing, just so you know. So here's the problem. There currently is no cure for you being overweight, except go change your diet and go work out more. But now, what Big Pharma has found out is, hey, this lizard venom, it makes people lose weight. And it helps to get their A1C less than 7, which is still diabetic, but will make them think, oh my God, did you guys see it? Misha just said $1,200 her cost. I think it's a box of 4, right? And you guys probably, the patients pay, what, a copay of like 40, 30, 50. But I mean, you see this? $1,200 a month. Money, 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 money. Now watch. I'm going to ask you guys a question. If we come up with a drug that treats a condition that has no drug cure, this becomes big business because these are only approved for diabetes. This one, however, is now approved for obesity, not diabetes. And the problem is 33% of Americans are obese, so they just open the market to say 33% consumer base, and if you inject lizard venom into your legs or your hips or your butt, do you lose some weight? Yeah, but it's very dangerous. Do your sugars go down? Sure. So watch this, guys. Back in 2022, when they published the initial studies in the Journal of Medicine, this is the New England Journal of Medicine, they were like, if you were to do a once a week, you could lower sugars and make people lose weight. Lisa, you need to share this with your aunt and your mom because once they hear what I'm about to say, they're going to freak out. Freak out. And if anybody's on here today injecting this stuff, you need to freak out because I'm going to show you a slide that's going to make you hurt a little bit. Standard, if you know what to look for, internet searching shows that this drug, all these injectables, Ozempic and Mounjaro and Zepguard and whatever you want to call these things have a warning of making you have cancer in your body, damaging your fertility, possibly hurting your child who's not born yet. And semaglutide has a thyroid cancer, renal damage warning. Plain as day on the internet if you know how to look for it. But notice it doesn't say Ozempic up here. What does it say? It says what the peptide is. And you got to know the chemical structure. So look, am I a nerd and a geek and a doctor who can find this stuff? Sure. But I want to show you one thing. The reason it works is because it stimulates this thing called GLP-1. And notice the doctors all being all smart. Oh, don't worry about it. All it's going to do is stimulate GLP-1, and your sugars will go down and you'll lose weight. Would you like me to prescribe it? Yeah, I want my sugars down because my A1C is 12 and I'm doing all the diets and I'm taking metformin and it's not working. Please, doctor, give me something that works. Well, it's going to cost $1,200 a month. I don't care. I'll spend it. You're okay with spending like 30 grand? Look, if I lose weight and my sugars get better, it's worth it. It's so worth it to inject myself with lizard venom. See, you didn't know it was that. And some people are commenting, right? Yeah, they lose weight, but I'm telling you, listen, it destroys muscle tissue. Watch, guys, watch, okay? What is this thing called GLP-1? Well, it's also something your body naturally secretes. So for me, a functional doctor, I would want to know, why aren't you secreting enough GLP-1 in the first place? It's because the gut is damaged. We'll talk about this. But just take a look. If I took a human being and instead of injecting lizard venom into their veins, I injected GLP-1, sugars go down. It affects the liver. Look at all this stuff, right? Look what it says. What does it say? It says sugars go down. Fat in the liver goes down. Triglycerides go down. Cholesterol goes down. What does it make your pancreas do? In your pancreas, GLP-1 makes insulin squirt out. So no wonder there's lower sugars with the lizard venom that stimulates this. What that drug does is it stimulates GLP-1. So insulin secretion goes up, blood sugars go down. Some of you are already like, oh man, I want this drug. Be careful. It's sorcery and witchcraft. Your body can do this for you if you understand where GLP-1 comes from, which I'll teach you. Look at the rest of this. I find this fascinating. It shuts your stomach off. It paralyzes your stomach. This is why, and Misha, please confirm this, when you take Ozempic or any Zepguards or Mounjaros and all this stuff, ready? You have to take a stool softener. Otherwise, you won't go to the bathroom and you would get extremely toxic and die. So what does the doctor say? Well, here's your once weekly injection and here's your once daily stool softener. It also affects your heart. So look at this. Your heart rates go up when GLP-1 gets stimulated. It has some cardioprotective effects, But look at what the heck it does to your brain. It actually stimulates your brain. So of course, Big Pharma is like, wow, if I can have a drug that can make GLP-1 go up, people will have their sugars go down, they'll lose weight, but their intestines will get damaged. They'll hypersecrete insulin. They'll end up with cancer. And in the future, because the same company that makes the drugs for the new peptide injectables makes the chemo drugs, do you see how it works? They're like, let's just line them up, inject them, tell them their sugars are better, and in 30 years, they'll all get cancer, and we'll just line them up, and we'll inject them, and then they'll die because the success rates of cancer in the U.S. is so low that we'll make money off people. Guys, I hate to say it. Like, you've got to wake up. Unplug yourself from the medical matrix. You have to. Well, actually, you should. You don't have to. You can do whatever you want. But I did, and it's so freeing. It's so freeing to get out of medicine and to get into holistic healthcare where you can solve it yourself. Misha is a pharmacist. See what she says? It slows the emptying, and most people are constipated. So, yeah, Lisa, right? I'm telling you guys, you're going to have an epiphany. I told you to buckle in. Here's why. Because behind the doctor's back when they talk to you, they're grabbing money from Big Pharma and the government. Guys, I hate to say it. Look, doctors by themselves as human beings are great. I know a lot of MDs, but they are so bound to their protocols and they're so paid that they'll do anything, almost anything.